Hey, what is up, guys? It's Dr. V here with another one of Dr. V Reviews Motu. So, I got a package from Big Bad Toy Store the other day. Life's been getting in the way, so I haven't posted in a little bit, but I'm back. And I opened up my box, and lo and behold, we've got some Masterverse figures. I got my new Eternia Merman, my Revolution Snake Teela, and the new Eternia Battle Armor Skeletor. So I'm just going to start with probably my favorite of the three, which is going to be, boom, Snake Teela. I enjoyed the Revolution series. I thought it was actually pretty good. I really, I kind of liked the evolution of Teela through that series, even though, that was a big complaint for a lot of people. But, how much can you do with He-Man? He's already the most powerful man in the universe. I like the Green Goddess, kind of how that ties in with this character. So I really like that character in general, and so I'm glad that they were able to incorporate her into the series. Let's go ahead and take a look at the box art, shall we? So on the front here, we have our depiction of Snake Teela with some really cool kind of spell casting effects. On the side, we can see, we can zoom in a little bit here, there's the Staff of Ka, her Sorceress Staff, and then Havoc's Staff, which eventually all combined for her to become the Tri-Sorceress. On the other side, just a nice portrait art depiction of Snake Teela. No Easter eggs on these packaging artwork like we normally see. And on the back we see just kind of some cross-sell art. This is her, showing you her spell casting accessory, the snake tail part of her dress, and then her holding the Staff of Ka. Then down here, the cross-sell art, the other figures in this series, which is a Man of War, Sorceress Teela, Merman, and Battle Armor Skeletor. I passed on Man of War just because I have the new Eternia Man-at-Arms, and he's basically like my definitive Masterverse Man-at-Arms, so I'm just going to skip him, even though the new armor is cool. Otherwise, the bio on Sorceress Teela says, heroic guardian of Castle Grayskull, the wise dragon Granomir found Teela worthy of the power of Ka, transforming her with the ancient power to aid her quest to rebuild Preternia. Alright, let's open her up and see what we got. Alrighty guys, so here she is out of her packaging, and I'm going to tell you guys right now, she looks great. I mean, the paint apps, the design in general, I can tell they definitely put a little bit of extra love and attention to this figure, because she just looks so good. I had to move her a little bit just to get some better lighting with the sun. I'm a big fan of natural lighting, if you guys can't tell. And so let's take a look at her now. Here's her bag of accessories. You can open those up, and she comes with just an extra pair of hands. Looks like there's some spell casting hands. Where's the camera? There it is. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Extra pair of spell casting hands. I do like the attention to detail. They even painted her fingernails on both sets of hands. You can tell she's got red nail polish on her hands and black toenail polish on her feet, and I think that is super cool. I'm not sure if that's how she looked in the show, but hey, my wife likes to get a different shade on her hands and on her feet sometimes, and so if you're an individual that paints their nails, let me know if you do the same thing. Here's that kind of cool spell casting effect. It's cast in a translucent green plastic. I'm trying to get my shadow out there so you guys can see it. And let's see here. So I guess it's just, let's take a look at her real quick, and then we'll put her accessory on. So just out the gate, guys, I mean, look at that face. Great, gorgeous, beautiful. I mean, I like it. Everything about it is just spot on. I mean, she's got kind of these yellow eyes. The pupils are kind of like a brownish orange, and they even took the time to put, my goodness, guys, she's got eyeshadow on. She's got eyeliner on. The lips are painted perfectly. I mean, the eyebrows are on point. Her headdress is super cool. It's sculpted in a very flexible material. I think it's mostly black, which I think is really kind of cool. It's an interesting choice of mixing the black and the brown, but man, just the black and that green, they just look so good together. It's kind of like a mint type of shade of green. And then on her black costume parts, she's even got like just a little bit of scales there like she did on the show, and some little accents in gold paint on both sides. Looks really good. On her costume, I mean, the torso is pretty standard, but they took the extra time to put those little cross pieces again across her chest, and it crosses down here in the abdomen, goes over to the waist, and just like the design of the costume is just spot on. It just looks really good. I'm loving it. The belt is beautifully painted. She has this kind of snake tail train to her dress, and she's got some anklets sculpted on and painted quite nicely. Other than that, let's take a look at her articulation. Now, obviously, head articulation is going to be significantly impaired by the headdress. So she can look, a little bit left and right, a little bit up and down. But, honestly, I find a static pose and then just keep them that way, whichever way I think they look, the coolest. Her, arms are a little bit, the shoulder rotation is impaired just slightly by the headdress. But again, for most poses, not going to be a big deal. She does have the, bicep, double jointed elbows, nice. And then swivel, rotation at the wrist, as well as swivel at the wrist on both sides. She does have the drop down hips, and I'm not sure what the purpose of those are, but I think they're cool. Just give them a little extra posability. And we got thigh cuts, double jointed knees, standard on most of these Masterverse figures. And then she does have a leg cut / boot cut. I don't really think that's super necessary and kind of breaks up the sculpt in my opinion, but it is what it is. And then ankle rockers, and then flexion forward and backwards. And let's take a look at the back here. If you guys were curious, there's the cake shot. But yeah, she looks awesome. And I'm pretty sure out of this wave, I think she's gonna be the most sought after. I'm pretty sure she's sold out on Big Bad. But because I just freaking love the Green Goddess so much. She's one of my favorite characters. And okay, a little story time about why I like the Green Goddess so much. So probably almost about a year and a half ago, I went on kind of like a spiritual kind of quest journey and reconnected with my heritage. For those of you that don't know, I am, of South American descent, even though I was born in the States. And when I did my ancestry, DNA analysis, it turns out I had, a decent amount of indigenous, genetic heritage. So I got in touch with my indigenous kind of roots and tried some ayahuasca. And when I tried the ayahuasca, I could go on for hours talking to you about what that was actually like, but you definitely communicate or connect with something. Like it felt like kind of a Mother Earth, like a Mother Nature type of figure, but the way that she appeared to me was kind of like a green woman. And so I was like, oh man, that's really cool. And so when I saw, this version of Teela in the show, I was like, oh man, if they make that version of Snake Teela, I am on board 100% because that looks very much like the entity I encountered. Anyway, I know it sounds crazy, but ayahuasca is no joke. If you are needing some healing, I would, do your research. And if you got to travel to Central or South America, it's worth it. Anyway, now back to the review. So overall, my impressions is that she is probably hands down one of my favorite Masterverse figures. The paint apps on the Staff of Ka are spot on. I mean, they even got a little bit of a pupil. Now guys, I don't know if you know this, but every time a paintbrush touches an action figure or an accessory, it's a cost to the to Mattel. So the fact that they actually went out of their way to paint the eyes on the staff and even these tiny little teeth right there, I mean, again, the nails, the staff, I mean, her eyes, the makeup, I mean, it is all, to me, like, this tells me, like, hey, somebody who was in charge of her design really cared. So I want whoever at Mattel or whatever the team was at Mattel in charge of this figure, I wanted to give them a big, congratulations, pat on the back. You guys nailed it. This is a great figure. So I want to see if we can get this on. Like, how does this go on? Let's find out. Does it just go on top of her hand? I mean, I can't really tell. Maybe I have to put the spellcasting hand on. So let's take that hand off, pop this one in, and let's see if we have a little bit more success that way. So maybe this goes around. Yeah, I think it just, this part just loops around the forearm, but I mean, pretty cool. I don't know, it's there's something off about it. I don't know quite what I can, yeah, no, I'm just gonna probably leave her as is, because it's like, she looks so cool. Like a really cool sword and sorcery figure that looks like it could go with, gosh, what's that toy line the Four Horsemen are doing, like Mythic Legions. Like, she looks like she could fit in that, even though I don't have any Mythic Legion figures, because that is not a Pandora's box I want to open, or I will be filing for bankruptcy. Their stuff is so cool. I just can't add on another line to collect. I think my wife would kill me too. But this, I don't know, it kind of looks like silly, like I don't know, it's not doing it for me. So I probably will not display her with the that snake kind of casting effect there. But let's do a little bit of comparison to some of the other Teela figures from the Masterverse line. I'll put her with my regular Teela. And this one is not holding up super great over time. I don't know if you guys can tell, but the white on her kind of skirt piece there is starting to yellow. And we have also the other Sorceress Teela. So overall, I mean, this new Snake Teela definitely has some new parts. I'm pretty sure those feet are new. The shoulders are definitely new. Obviously the head sculpt is new. Not sure about the pelvis piece. That might be new too, but I would say Snake Teela is at least 50% new pieces. But other than that, I mean, out of all of the Masterverse Teelas, hands down, Snake Teela is my favorite. Hands freaking down. I really look forward to other potential releases of Teela in the Masterverse line. I'm not a huge collector of the Revolution. I just kind of cherry pick them, but I liked her in the Chaos Magic costume slash, you know, transformation, and then the Tri Sorceress was really cool. So I'm sure they'll probably do those too. But overall, hands down, I think she's, honestly guys, she's probably one of my favorite Masterverse figures, if not my absolute favorite. Let's see how she compares to other 6/7-inch figures. So here's Tigra from the Ice and Fire line by Frazetta Girls. I'm gonna move this Teela over a little bit. So I can't quite figure out, you know, I think the Tigra action figure, first of all, is also amazing. The sculpt and the shading work and just the engineering of putting it all together. I mean, she's great. She's absolutely great. And so there you go, guys. There's just a quick pick of, you know, some of my favorite action figures. Oh, you know what? Gosh, I have the Green Goddess Classics figure. Let me go grab her and we'll do a little comparison with her in the mix as well. Alrighty guys, so here's the Green Goddess for comparison. We'll move Tigra over a little bit here. Put Motu Classics Green Goddess next to her. So you can definitely tell there's a lot of similar elements in the two. Now, I will say one of the things I love most about the Green Goddess figure is that she's cast in translucent plastic. Let's take these away so we can focus more on similar comparisons here. So there you go. I mean, they both have a similar kind of snake headdress. They have a staff of some kind. But that's about, and they're both green, but that's about where the similarities stop. As you can tell, you know, Snake Teela barefoot, Green Goddess has typical Motu boots. She's essentially just a repaint of the Motu Classics Teela. So, that being said, and her plastic is, from what I understand, super brittle, so I'm very careful with this one. Alrighty guys, that's all I got for you. Hey, hope everyone has a great day, and I'll see you on the next one. Talk to you later. Bye.